Hello, hello, hello. Hopefully this audio is coming in okay. I am going to get started on some continuing. Get started on my continuation of my design for the free monthly comic character, Ravendark. Now, technically speaking, I suppose Tales of the New World or New World Chronicles will eventually get to the era that is the third Ravendark. That story, the New World Chronicles, will go in chronological order. So we're starting at the very beginning of that story. Tales of the New World is sort of night of like the kind of poke around to different eras of the overarching story. And so Tales of the Raven Dark will hopefully eventually like give way. But I'm kind of working on some things where I might be able to, while I work on the main color comic book, get some heavy lifting done in one department so I can kind of do the other content that I envision. So I'm gonna play with that. But right now I'm kind of still getting myself together artistically. It's a lot of like repetition and just practice I haven't been getting in, and so I'm kind of like getting back to it. I've always kind of been kind of hard on myself as far as my artwork and stuff too. Like I don't know. Anytime I ever cop to being proficient at it, it just feels like arrogance. So I don't know. I'm always like, I don't know what to tell you, but I got some ideas. I'm just gonna focus on the vision, especially with this character. The Ravendark is one of my favorite, oldest creations. So this character has a lot of influences, and I was kind of finding it the last session I was working on. Right now, I've gotten some ideas with the helmet area. So the website New World Press will have a number of like little sections to give background on the story of the New World universe and all that kind of stuff, and it'll go over like just hopefully it will become more and more comprehensive. I haven't had a chance to update the site in some time, but in terms of its functionality, everything is the way I left it. So you can still poke around the site and read all the information and data, and it's all free except for the 1.99 comic, which you cannot buy because it's only 99 cents, and I just won't raise the price. You have to, there's a certain threshold to use your card, and so my goal is to have enough content on the site at that price point to warrant buying the first 3 issues or whatever in order to meet that threshold. And so it's just a thing I have with myself in the way I'm approaching it. So in the meantime, I got a lot of work to do, and so again, like right now I want to keep fleshing out this character and the look because basically he is very similar to the characters you see in the first issue of New World Chronicles, the heroes of the Metro PD. And so in Metro PD, they have this sort of concrete-like substance called source that they can like kind of manipulate to do different things. Sorry, I had just a dry, sore throat all day today. Excuse me. So Ravendark, this version of him is he has a lot of money, a lot of resources, and the suit is like a state-of-the-art source where it can transform and evolve and whatnot into different forms. And so I want to sort of represent that in the way that the costume looks, but give him a definitive look. And I think I've been working with some ideas, and I had settled on a concept that you see in the first 4 issues of the free comic. And so in issue 5, after basically a 3-year hiatus of not working on the comic at all, I want to show, that something behind the scenes has changed when you come back to, if you're reading this book, or if you're checking out the website in a year or 2, you'll see issues 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 looks markedly different. And you'll notice the year is like, oh wow, okay, there was a 3-year gap, something must have happened and something changed, and now the book has this different look to it, on some level. And so I'm gonna stop babbling, and I have a helmet design. It's kind of here, but I want to keep I want it to be more Raven-like and less Batman-like, without losing too much of the Batman-like. Because I just like this area here. I like that whole top area because it makes a good silhouette too. It's hard to represent the right angles because it's a little off, but and that's why I need to simplify the look so that I can consistently reproduce it the same way over and over again, because it's not just about having a look, it's about being able to consistently recreate it, So let me get to it. And I will try and glance up at the chat here and there in case anyone has a question. And I was thinking about, in order to have something going on, because okay, my tinnitus is right now whooping my ass. Like, my ears are ringing up pretty bad, and so that's why I'm sitting here in silence to try and get my tinnitus to kind of calm down a little bit. It's distracting, a little bit. Strangely enough, putting on the headphones, even if there's no sound in them, just putting them on kind of creates this weird echo chamber. So when my tinnitus kind of flares up, having the headphones on really sucks. But it doesn't make it come or go. It's a double whammy when it comes, and I don't quite know exactly what makes it really trigger hard. But at this point, if I can't get it to just chill out, then I'll put my earbuds in and play some music, and the music kind of competes a little bit at a certain level. Okay, but we're just gonna try and focus away from it. So what I'm gonna ultimately do is, his costume is going to come in 3 different modes. I'm still not, I think I'm either gonna do more of the ruffle or none at all, or because like right there, I'm not sure what I'm doing with it yet, but I kind of want it to look more Raven-like. But this is also like a technological kind of thing where it has to have a level of functionality. Like, yeah, so again, I don't know. We'll play with it because the chest area needs something, you know. But it's also, that's just one mode. You know, that's like kind of like the walking around. He won't have a huge cape to walk around, but when he's moving, he'll have the Raven cape, which will let him like glide and all that stuff, and so on and so forth. Let's see. But right now, what I want is a new layer. kind of like that in some ways. Let's see here. Gosh, I hate to do this, but I am starting to already get tired. I stayed up, to watch Saturday Night Live, but I did work today. And I am getting, okay, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Alright. So what if I gave it, so this is my brow line, right? So what if we did this, right? We brought it down and then it's going to come over here in the end. That later right now. I am falling asleep with the wheel, drawing. I'm tired. I like this though. I do. I like it because the eyes were always like one of the stills for like my. Uh-oh, what happened? I gotta do camera maintenance. Suddenly, what happened? What happened, camera? Oh man, you always messing with stuff. Maybe going there IT in my own show. Think you can get me, sucker? You can. You had to wait 5 more minutes. I fell asleep and you should have just turned the camera off. It'd been nice like that. Okay, before I call it a night, I want to explain because I totally was falling asleep with the wheel. I was totally doing it, but like I showed you in the last drawing stream, one of the inspirations for this character's like visual look is the Blue Falcon. because I'm 46. When I was in kindergarten, it's like 85, 86 years old. And I'm not gonna like read Crisis for maybe 5, 6, 7 years. It's out. 85, 86 years old. Crisis is out, but I'm not gonna read it until I'm in junior high school in like the early 90s. On television though, you have the Super Friends and a bunch of other cartoons, and one of those cartoons features Blue Falcon and Dynamite. Now, I was already sort of like more into the self-serious superhero stories like Superman, Batman, like the Max Fleischer Superman stories. There were Superman and Batman and not like even like Spider-Man and his Amazing Friends back then. Like there was comedy, way more comedy looking back at it, but as a kid it was still like danger and excitement, you know. And so Dynamite and the Blue Falcon hung out with like Scooby-Doo and them and like the Laugh Olympics and whatnot. And while they were always part of the more slapstick comedy part of it, Blue Falcon looked dope as fuck. Like just like my favorite color is blue, and Blue Falcon always just looked dope as hell. And it always was like, damn, how come Blue Falcon couldn't be like a more of a self-serious superhero? Even with the fucking Robo-Dog, he could be just a fucking mean Robo-Dog. Like, you know, like, I don't know, like he always looked so cool. And so even though I don't know anything about Blue Falcon as far as the character, his story, zero about Blue Falcon. So the inspiration is all just the look. And the Ravendark isn't the color blue, and the Raven is a raven, you know. And so the original, or not the original, because the original Ravendark costume design is, you can check out newworldpress.com, spelled like you see it on the landing page, the title page. I think on issue 3 or 4 of the free comic, you'll see what the Ravendark character looked like when I first drew him in high school on the cover. Man, I have to go to sleep. I am trying to hang in there. Is it 12:47? I gotta work in the morning, so if like always, if the cats knock me out or wake me up at the butt crack of dawn, like 4 or 5, and I just can't go back to sleep, I'll play some Helldivers or something. And probably not though, because I'll probably just do some more drawing because I wanted to get more done than this, but I keep like, I either gets really quiet and my ears start ringing, or I start as soon as I focus on something, I start nodding off because I'm tired. Like I'm gonna go in there right now and go to sleep. And so what I really should do is get 8 hours or 6 hours or whatever in, and then before I start work, get some drawing in, because I still have some things like I want to incorporate that I think will be cool for the character, you know. But yeah, I was worried that this was gonna look too much like the Shredder, I guess, but no, I think I'm going to have to move. Like, okay, like I'm gonna do this. I want to get rid of because this is coming out over his head, I guess, or over is looming over like a beak, But it's not like the Blue Falcon where the bird head is eating his head. I guess like there's another hero, another prominent hero who kind of has that their head is coming out of the head of something else. I don't want that. I don't want that to be what's going on necessarily. So I want to see here, since we're not showing. Because this is gonna, And then I think if we start the plumage higher up than on the other picture, it works better. Yeah, I think that when I'm ready to not fall asleep half in the middle of drawing, like tomorrow, there's not a new episode of Last Week Tonight. They're still on hiatus. If that's the case, then I'm probably going to start drawing earlier. Like tonight, man, okay. My girlfriend got a quest to, I don't know how long ago. We've had it for a little while now. And for a long time, I didn't touch it. And she used it to work out. She was doing that boxing and stuff, right? And so I started messing with it eventually, and I got a bunch of games on it because it's VR game, and I got this game called Zero Caliber. Dope. I mean, just straight up, it's VR Call of Duty. I mean, that's it. I don't even like Call of Duty like that, but this, man, I'm into it. But it's not good to have the thing on your face like this all the time, especially when you already need glasses or whatever. And I can't get my back to stop hurting, and so it's just I can't really get with it. But they got this game called Blades and Sorcery that they finally released the Crystal Hunt, the story version of this VR sword and sorcery experience. And I'm telling you, if my back wasn't hurting, I would be playing that shit right now. Because earlier tonight, I fought this giant rock golem. And when I tell you I fought this giant rock golem, I'm in my living room with the headset on and my hands doing this. Because it's this giant rock golem, and I had been killed by the thing a couple of times. Broke my girlfriend's jar on her desk because I was swinging and broke, just glass shattered. It sounded awful. But tonight I beat it. I realized what I had to do, because you have to like climb up stuff, and this thing is like throwing rocks at you, this big and huge thing, and I finally beat it, and I got this crystal. And then after I got the crystal, I went in this other room, put the crystal in this thing, and I learned my first like magic element. I learned lightning. And so now, and like it's a little like not disappointing, because it's dope. It's the best video game experience I've ever had. Like, as much as fun as Helldiver is, as much fun as Dragon Age is, nothing compares to being in the environment. And they really do a good job, because like the locations and the environments are incredible, and you're in there and you're walking around, you're climbing up stuff. Like, it is man. And I've heard like Assassin's Creed is dope. I've heard the Batman game is dope. I played the Iron Man game, and to me, games like Blade and Sorcery, which are kind of built from the ground up to be a VR experience, kind of like it's a standard bearer for what it could be. And oftentimes it feels like the VR marketplace is very similar to the standard video game space in the 90s and early 2000s, where it was still more of a niche thing. And so companies like Activision bounced out a bunch of obligatory promotional tie-in games that where you just assume they weren't that good. There's still a lot of that. So you have your smaller labor of love developers are defining themselves and determining what the future of it will be, whereas the people who have the resources but are still laying people off by the dozens are laying up in those spaces. And so like there's no like they have Skyrim VR, but out the box it's almost unplayable. It requires a number of modifications in order to be like this, apparently, I haven't played it yet, incredible online experience, VR experience. But like the only thing Blade and Sorcery is missing at this point is like NPC companions. But outside of that, like I learned how to, like before Crystal came out, it was more of a simulator. And so you had the full playbook was open, so you learned how all the magic worked. You could do fire, electricity, combine, all kind of just, there are all these mods. I had Captain America's shield and Thor's hammer, and I was flying around with Thor's hammer. Like, I'm telling you, Thor's hammer. All that stuff is turned off. You're just playing the actual designed game. And I just did this thing in this chamber with electricity, and now I have electricity powers. And I can't wait to F somebody up with them. But not tonight, because my back is hurting. The damn shame. It's incredible. The game is incredible. But I gotta, because I can play it sitting down, but hell nah. I mean, tonight, I pulled out my sword. Dude had me, it was like two dudes in the room. I'm like, oh my God, how am I gonna take out both of them? I ran in there and I stabbed the first dude in the back, and he said, "Oh!" And him dying alerted the other guy. He ran down, and I had to pull my sword out of this guy because I ran him through. So I pulled my sword out, and I get up my sword just in time, and my man came at me with and I was like, "Oh!" Bink! And I blocked like the last strike that would have hit me, and I blocked that shit and said, "Ah!" and got him right in the chest. And he died. And like, you could hit a dude and take their energy, but if you get them good, man, you got them. And It's realistic as hell. I highly recommend Blade and Sorcery. And like, there's the PC VR version, and I think you can do some stuff to like kind of stream from from Steam and stuff to play the PC VR version. But I don't know what the performance is like. I know you can wire it up, but at that point, you kind of either have to. There was a game, an arcade game. I don't know how long ago now. I used to see it at Magic Mountain in Ventura, California, where like you were like in like this tank thing, and it would come down over your head, and you could turn around at 360, and you just kind of fire the turret thing, but you couldn't really move kind of how you want it because you were stuck in this thing going turn around, and it kind of simulated being in a virtual environment. Because of like the wired connection to the PC, I feel like using the sticks to spin and not really moving is kind of like that, where I don't want wires. I want to be able to, I'd be cording off the area. You know, I wish I could play it outside, but you know, the sunlight's supposed to really mess it up. And I'm just kind of wondering what kind of day I need just to get like a good open space to just sword fight. Go there, yeah. All right, but I keep thinking to myself, if I get a second one, I can keep drawing. But I'm telling you, I'm fading fast. So thanks for checking this out. I will. I played Helldivers this morning, like 5 a.m. and I don't know what it was about. What's that? I don't know what that is. About 5 a.m. But I had people check out the stream, and it ended up in a full party, running around, and I have fun, and like I have plenty of footage of, you know, playing with pickup groups, you know, just throwing in the beacon or whatever, or just lobbying up and running with some folks, or like, you know, on my Monday night, super casual live stream, you know. But I am a solo player mostly because I am not the typical player. Like, I don't have the bandwidth to play for the same amount of time. Like when I was younger, like I bounced from game to game in the Xbox Live lobby. I'll be in the lobby, but I'm not playing the same game typically. I have like a routine. I'm an habitual person in general. So way back then, I would hop on and get a game of 2K in. As a weird superstition, I never played 2 games of 2K back to back, you know, because I tended to lose the second game. So I would always play one game, stop with something else, play another game, stop with something else, like so on and so forth. And so because of that, like playing with other people, it would kind of mess up my routine. And so like a lot of those like MMOs, I want to play by myself so I can come and go as I please for the most part. And that's kind of the same for stuff like Helldivers, like the way the lobby system works. And I'm always the party leader because I'm not gonna, you know, join another random group. I'm either going to start a group and go play, or start a group and go play, or maybe play by myself. And sometimes I'll start a group and go play. But I used to like hit the looking for group or whatever, or join, but I don't really, because I feel too overly committed and I want to come and go as I please. And I don't want them to change anything about how the game system works. except for I wouldn't mind a sandbox planet where I could just, like, Halo Infinite. You know, I wouldn't mind like one location or two, like, or three now that the third enemy's out there, that's just like one sandbox sort of planet where there's maybe some variation of difficulty, but it's sort of like a quasi test area. Maybe it shifts based on where the front line is, so you still get some randomization and some mixing it up a little bit. But the idea is you don't have to queue up. You just have to go out there, and there's objectives and stuff to do out there that's kind of randomly occurring. Not unlike never mind, because I can't think of the game. It was a video game that was a TV show and a MMO where it was like set in the future where the giant arches and aliens had come, and I can't remember the name of the game, and that's it. I'm stopping the stream because that just did my brain in. I'm done. I'm sleepy. I'm tired. Thanks for listening to me ramble. I am going to see about something warm to drink before I go to sleep. And good night. And I actually think this design is kind of neat. The Ravendark. The character, I created the character over 20 years ago now. But we'll get more into that. I have a whole bunch of ideas on how to promote the website above and beyond the organic, if you draw it, they will come method I've been at for the last 15 years or so. All right, that's it. I'm actually stopping now. I'm stopping. I'm gonna go up here, build the title page, New World Press. That's the original or the old costume there.